Hello.
Live.
Live. Hey.
What is live?
Ooh.
Hello. Where are we at? Oh, we're doing. There we go. Hello, and welcome to Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional voice actors. We are not gaming gods. We're just a group of friends that have been brought together to love the story. Want to share their tabletop adventures with all of you. Thank you for being here this evening, this morning, whatever it is for you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you are here watching us live on Twitch. We appreciate all the support that we have. We've had some great sessions the past couple of weeks. New followers, new subs, new raids from interesting people. So if you are new here, want to keep up with the campaign, please drop us a follow. If you'd like to support us, there is a subscribe button. Drop your prime, sub for some emotes. Support the stream any way that you can. We greatly appreciate everyone who is able to do so. We have a YouTube, we have social media, we have Discord. All of our links are in the info boxes below. You can go and find those below this very video. We play D&D, but we also play video games on this channel and do other things. Join us this Tuesday for Thumper and the Moose, aka Tuesday nights, where we play through Game Pass, you know, the one and all gaming subscription. We don't get paid to promote, but we should. We missed last week due to some illness, but we are back this week. We'll be playing some Astroneer, most likely. We'll see. But I've never played, so I want to test it out. It should be a fun week. We are now 43 episodes into this campaign, so if you have missed anything or would like to watch the show from the beginning, please take a look at our YouTube page. Every previous session is eventually posted there within a week or two. Including last week's, which is, I believe, already up. Thank you, Ryan, for being on top of that. Please join us on the YouTube. Click that like button, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to, wait for it, feed the dragon. And with that, let's get into our intros before we get into tonight's action.
We're live.
Ready?
Yep.
We're live.
Our recap, episode 42, The Dirty Rogue. Celebrating the fallen predator, the dinosaur, the group joins into the village's festivities, including, but not limited to, Bran being able to take some of the dinosaur meat himself, making a scrumptious dino and sausage gumbo, which gets the attention of all of the ladies there in the village, young and old alike. We also had group, mostly the old, yes. We also had a group brainstorming session of what information that Emmy should be looking for before taking off to the Celestial Library. We also had a conversation between Camiel and Zoya, the leader of the village, who asked, Zoya ended up asking Camiel to watch out for Maximilian, Maximilian Powers, who had been a traitor and mercenary for the group, had seemingly been found out to have ties to a group that was related to Moltok and possibly even bringing the dinosaurs, the T-Rexes themselves, onto the village and being able to locate the village in that way. Zoya asked Camiel to be able to watch Maximilian and see if he does make any connection with anyone that seems out of place or connected to Moltok in some way. And mentioned the son of Khan, who was actually a possible connection to a group that Maximilian would have a connection to. And then also in this festivity, there's a conversation between Maximilian and Dante, talking about Dante just having a really bad episode with Max, wanting to do more than he was willing to do, did not end up hurting him at the time, but was just very turned off and very insightful about the way that Maximilian was acting. You guys had ended the session and turned into the guest house, and we ended with Camiel's dream, where Camiel had a vision of flying over an open emerald sea and noticing that her feathers falling behind her, and when she woke up, her feathers were all gleaming and white, and felt a source of confidence that she had been separated from for some time. And that is where we ended it. So you guys are in the guest house now. You guys are waking up. Anything that you guys want to do this morning? The time is yours.
Was that considered a long rest?
Yeah, you guys have taken a long rest.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone has a long rest.
Okay, so yeah, I'll put my health back to max.
Yep.
Sirsha pops out of the shrubbery, as we also discovered last session.
Committing to the wall act.
Yes, that is officially going to be, after last session, that is officially going to be her shtick for me.
I thought it was Batman on top of the roofs. I'm Sirsha.
Yeah. Yes.
We just have
Get
a
voice
Bane
modulator
villain.
for her.
Oh, Sirsha.
Where's Dante? Where's Dante?
I don't know.
Without your boots of elven kind.
Yes. Yeah, without those, she just wouldn't have advantage.
Yeah.
And she
But she
disappeared
can
from the
still-
map.
But she could still hit a 32, a 42, if, with pass.
Jesus
without trace.
Christ.
Yeah.
We don't even have to ask Sirsha to roll anymore.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, I mean, well, it could still roll 2 nat 1s.
Yeah, like a 20 or a 23.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Exactly,
So the morning is yours in the guest house. You begin to stir probably pretty early, not too late in the morning. You guys are expected to be able to head out for Gordon today with Max, as well as Weiss has told you that he would meet you sometime in the morning to be able to gather Emmy and head off to the Celestial Library.
Okay. I think first thing Camiel will do when she wakes up is she's actually going to look for or wake either Dante or Sirsha. I know that both of them are early birds, so are they awake or are they asleep?
Yeah, I would say you guys woke up fairly early and all of you are ready, not a lot of carousing last night.
Okay.
Dante was doing some exercises. He woke up early.
Of course.
Yes, you did. You were the only one not at the guest house, but you end up making your way back.
I actually meant exercises.
Oh well. No, you got let off
The
at
walk
the end
of
of
shame.
the end of the festival. You got let off somewhere.
Yeah. But he still
Dante.
got up
What
to do
was
some
his
exercises.
decision? Okay.
Yeah.
Cart trips.
I think Bran would be up as well. He'd be preparing a very a little lunch baggie for Emmy so that she can take it with her on her trip to the library. He's gonna make sure that she has something to eat while she's there.
You're such a papa.
He doesn't trust the hospitality of Celestials. They ain't gonna feed you right.
What about
And I
Boltzmann?
think Saoirse would
Boltzmann-
definitely be awake.
Okay.
But,
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. So, actually, for my absence last night, last session, there you go. I wouldn't be too sure. What would Boltzmann? What would Boltzmann?
We made it so that you and Emmy were talking all night by yourselves on the patio, and nobody would ever hear that discussion that you had because both of you were gone.
Yes. So yeah, probably for Boltzmann, I actually wouldn't be too sure, but to some extent, he would be at least asking for some notes. At least not really asking, but rather he'd be giving. Goodness. My goodness.
Emmy.
Wait. Emmy. A lot of his own notes, just because he knows that she's going to be going off to some hidden wealth of knowledge. And
Oh yeah, do you have anything you want to ask her?
Yeah, if there's something specific that you want to find out, I am going to do a one shot with her about the Celestial Library in similar fashion to you and I, Weaver. Yeah, so if you have something specific,
yes,
I've got a whole list of things, but you can give that to me at any time.
All right, thank you. Yeah, but yeah, that's what Boltzmann would be doing. He just give Emmy most of his notes, or the ones that are helpful, at least.
Yeah. Okay. So as you are sitting around the table, going over notes again, similar to what you were doing even the day before and into the night, there is a knock at the door.
All right. Who's going to answer it?
Am I there?
Yeah. You've made it back.
I'll answer it. He'll walk up to the
Alright.
door.
So
He's got no
you
shirt
answer
on, by
the
the
door.
way. He's stripped to his waist, with his clothes hanging over his shirt hanging over his chair.
Oh,
And
look
just
at this Chad.
Walks up to the door and opens it.
Steam rolling off his body.
Yeah, he just got back from a run.
Yeah.
Just had to stretch.
Around in circles around the small
Yeah,
village.
he would have.
So you open the door and you see Rock, the husband of Zoya, half orc, another guard, as well as a white dragon-born wizard in fine robes on your small patio. Rock has a scimitar drawn and at the ready, but not acting like overtly aggressive towards the dragonborn, but definitely keeping him in check and within reach. We caught him trying to dispel the main gate. He says he's with you. He knew you by name.
Dante, sorry. Go
ahead.
I was going to say Dante's first instinct was to raise his hands and just start to say, she was okay. Oh, okay. Weiss. This is Weiss. This is our friend.
18, I swear.
She said,
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Don't be like that.
sorry.
You mind
Don't
be like
be
that.
DM,
That was
issue,
DM. That
apologize.
was not that was not Dante. That's DM.
Keep going,
She led
please.
me away. No. So he's letting his hands down.
TTRP
It's just
cancelled.
that's okay. He's Weiss. This is Weiss. This is the wizard that's going to help us out, or he's a friend of ours.
I told you. Told you. Thank you, Dante. If you will. And he adjusts his silks as he comes in.
Dante still gives the scimitar a bit of a look when he as he steps back in. behind Weiss.
He puts it away right away as soon as you address him. He just gives you a nod and kind of lets you close the door. And fabulous to see you all. Misunderstandings with the locals aside. All is well, I hope. Bug-free, if you will, Boltzmann.
And finally, he looks up. He notices. So, Weiss, you're here. It's great to see you again. Yes, absolutely. Nothing bothering me in the head anymore.
No more mind-invading parasites, I hope.
Absolutely
Not
not.
us.
Thank you, sir. And anyways, how are things for you, Luis?
Good, very good. It was fortuitous timing on both accounts. My research here had hit a dead end some time ago, and information on the illithids is very hard to come by indeed. I had inquired about the library in the past, but it is rare they allow outsiders. Just this week I was told I'd be able to return. I was granted access in the past, many, many years ago, but a far less impactful subject.
Oh yeah, Moose. Quick question. You
Yes.
did send Tippy the message, right? Was it?
Yes, that's what kind of
Yeah,
sparked all this. He
Yeah,
knew that there was
alright.
something going on, and that's why he made the inquiry for the illicit information from the Celestial
alright.
Library.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. For that, Waltzman he just keeps on nodding as we says all that.
As much as I would like to help the people of Bloomer Spring, if this illithid invasion is already as rooted as you say, it may already be too late for them, and our goal is to find a way to contain it, saving Amma, Tribus, in the process. I did have an ally that I contacted recently, and I asked to make his way through town, just long enough to see if anything was obviously amiss. I hope to hear from him in the next few days. Hopefully, I can let you know when I get back.
With that more information, Waltzman just sits back down. He's now. This news is somewhat, it's devastating for him that they can't really do anything else. They can't
Not yet.
do anything. Right? Not yet, anyways. But yeah, and again, he's just quiet. His elbows on the table and just thinking. He's just quiet.
I'm sure they need to assess the situation. If we can get some information, maybe others will help.
Yes, I believe information is the key.
Sure is. Damn it.
Well, I had assumed, Boltzmann, that you would join me, but as long as your group trusts this Amivi is... And then Amivi stands up. Hello, sir, and puts out her hand and tries to shake it. Yes, very fine. Most colorful spellbook, I assume you have there. What, this old grimoire? Yes, I was encouraged in the beginning to make it my own, and I wouldn't make it mine without some razzle-dazzle. And is that your orb? Oh, yes, this is Professor Vorman. He was a gift from my first magic teacher I had, and I must say he was such a big help when first learning. Even now, he's always looking out for me and being such a big help with some of the things we've been encountering. A professor's orb, really remarkably rare. I'd be delighted to experience that. Boltzmann, I like this one. But time is of hand. Milady, when you are ready, we will make our way. Mustn't keep our celestial hosts waiting.
Oh no, Weiss is putting on the moves.
Milady.
Milady.
Tips Fedora.
Is there anything else you guys want to do before Emmy takes off for the library?
Bran is gonna hand over the packed meal to Emmy.
Dante laughs at that.
Now be sure to actually eat it this time.
Thank you, Bran. Thank you.
It'll go bad.
I'll promise. I'll eat it. No problems there. I just wanna say thank you all for welcoming me, and even with this trip, you've done me another incredible service. I can't believe I get to go. I can't even begin to explain the emotion I feel trying to get to go to the Celestial Library of all places, but I'm afraid I ain't at all worthy of it, but I hope I will be. Brad, your caution is going to keep everybody safe, maybe even more than that healing of yours, and there's brilliance in that, you know? I'm sorry I only proved you right to be cautious of me. I'll try to fix that. I can figure out anything with the right tools, and mine's my brain. Yours is your spirit. I want to learn about that.
Brand is actually quite bewildered by Emmy's sudden outburst. Like he was in the process of handing over the food when she kind of spouts this, and he just kind of blinks at her.
She kind of stands up and collects herself before she goes into all this. But yeah, she begins to kind of just give her input to that.
Yeah, and to this, Brand just rubs the back of his neck awkwardly. I'm flattered, Emmy, but just stay safe out there. There's no need to worry about the group here. We can handle
You'll take care of them. I know you'll take care of them. She gives you a nod. And Dante, don't you ever yell at me like that again, you hear? I thank you for yelling at me, though. Of course, all the folks that I've traveled with, and I've seen an interesting bunch, you definitely stand out.
I certainly do.
A playboy is a copper a dozen, but to go beyond the surface of a person, that's real knowledge. I'm glad that you're also more than just a pretty face. I'll pay you back what I've learned from you.
We look forward to getting you back. Make sure you take it easy.
Saoirse, I wish I could explain how you stopped me from doing something incredibly dumb. It's not important now, but I owe you for everything you said and what you didn't say. Honestly, I'd been long gone again without someone like you. Everyone needs that kind of friend, I guess. I have some room for growth in that area. Alone in the library won't help much, but I swear on my grimoire I'll make it a task when I'm back. Right up there at the top of my list with getting your sister back.
Well, as always, I'm glad to have been provided what support I could, and being and becoming friends takes work, and I know that you're up to the task, as we all are. You know, building our trust in one another. And I trust that you will do everything you can to find out more information about the Shadow Queen and what she's done to my sister. But remember what I said last night. Don't forget to do what you need to do for yourself and find out about yourself.
She pauses a moment and then shakes her head understandingly. And Cam, you know I ain't got a sister. I'm an only child, but I imagine you're what that's like. A fusser over everybody except yourself, of course. Now, by some miracle, you didn't lay me flat with that blade, and I didn't barbecue you with the lightning, and because of that, here we are. Because you did something about it. So again, I receive without giving. Of course, you didn't trust me, but why should you? But I'll make this opportunity worth it. I promise. Not that don't mean that tussling wasn't mostly your fault, but we'll figure that out when we get back.
Camille, as she's going off on each and everyone, like giving them compliments, basically like almost saying like a goodbye. She's smiling and grinning, and she, cheeky little nods and smile. But as soon as she focuses on Camille kind of freezes up, and her eyes widen a little bit, and she's like, well, when you come back, we'll tussle some more. How about that?
That's a deal.
Right.
I do have this one thing for you, and she takes a small bag from her belt and gives it to you. Don't open this until I leave, okay?
What is it?
Not be moon tree.
Just don't open it until I leave, okay?
Sure. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Alexander, don't you get getting yourself killed or blowing yourself up. I'd rather continue parsing that brain metaphorically. Thank you very much. But honestly, thank you. Thank you so much for this chance. You have no idea what this means to me, at least not yet. You barely even know me, and you give me this gift. So no one's ever done that for me. I'll earn it. I want to earn it.
Boltzmann is more just like everybody else, but I think a bit more, quite a bit more than everybody else. He's I don't know how to say this. He just can't. He just doesn't know what to say as usual. Then he clears his throat and yes. Well, we've already talked about this. You just take all the notes you can get, and knowing you, this isn't going to be the last we're going to see each other, right?
Of course not.
And well, fumbling with his words, Boltzmann, from his posture, he's just standing up, hands behind his back. He extends his hand, one hand, to shake awkwardly, and just says, "Well, good luck out there, and please, I know you can find something useful."
She'll awkwardly take your hand and shake it really quickly, but then quickly take it back.
Dante can.
Then turn to.
Is there any way that Dante can kind of give him a little push just so they hug?
God damn it! I knew it.
Make a strength check against Boltzmann. It's a push, right? It's a shove.
Well, can I use my athletics to trip him? Acrobatics, sorry, to trip him.
It's fine. I'll give you any kind of strength versus any kind of strength.
God, I wish I had that luck feat now.
Oh, strength?
Rolling against you, Boltzmann. Any kind of strength versus any kind of strength.
All right, this isn't gonna end well. Oh, nice.
18.
One second.
That is an 18.
It's on. I'm stupid. God, why did I do that? Come on. Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
Oh, God damn it.
That's a 21.
God damn it.
I got a +7, bitch.
Oh.
So yeah, you, Boltzmann, you step forward to shake, and as she's already pulling her hand away, you kind of lean forward even more, and you almost bump into each other. And she's like, and kind of pats you sidely on the back as you kind of reach in a little bit more, very awkwardly, but quickly moves back and turns around back to Weiss. I think I'm ready. Okay. I think we need to do this outside. And so Weiss begins moving outside the patio and moving down to the main walkway, moving towards the center of town. All of you follow along, I assume?
Of course.
Yeah.
Serious, you're flitting from bush to bush.
So Weiss looks for a space that will not be an issue, moves a little bit closer to the center of town along the main road. Amy gives him an approving nod before Weiss pulls a scroll from underneath his robe. The scroll looks different than most that you've seen. While scrolls worth their magic are made with fine paper and fine materials, this one is white and it's trimmed with gold. There's a large red wax seal with a glowing white rune in the middle of it. And as soon as they're ready, Weiss breaks the seal, and white energy pours out of the scroll, almost like a stream of water, towards the center of town, pouring about 5 feet in front of them. This blue energy builds from the ground up and creates this solid white marble wall, 5 feet across, about 9 feet tall. And in the center of this wall is an ornate wooden door with carved images of angels with wings spread back to back, with moving up a staircase to a radiant light at the top of the door. Anyone that knows Celestial? Who knows Celestial?
Cameo.
You see around the doorframe in Celestial are runes that faintly glow white. You specifically read these as "Bring lies into the light, weary warriors, and you will be strengthened by the truth."
All right.
And anyone else, I'll give anyone from Patreon also a history check to see if they know what that is.
Oh boy.
That's a +0. 19.
There you go. 22.
His
22.
voice broke.
Like,
Like
oh
he
my
couldn't
God.
believe it.
I promised I'm
Oh
growing
my
up.
God.
Disbelief.
I would say, Dante, you would recognize those runes, but would probably be a little frustrated trying to remember and not recall it right away. Bran, you would recall it. You would recall this as something also normally translated into common, but also seen as these runes, and heard in a very famous nursery rhyme. Not so much in Alma, but in Patreon. Bring lies to the light, weary warriors, and you will be strengthened by the truth. The door opens. On the other side, you see only a shimmering radiant light, almost like a solid wall of light. Cameo, you instantly feel this warmness deep within your chest, almost like a rush of energy. As soon as Weiss opens the door, steps through, Emmy follows right behind him, and the door begins to shut. And as soon as the door shut, the door fades, and Cam, you still have this burst of energy, but the warm feeling fades. Roll me an insight check.
All right. Oh, okay.
You can do it.
Insight. Wait, where is it? I can't see shit. Oh, there we go. Wait.
24 insight. You
That's a nat
critted the insight.
That was an advantage. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll take it. It's the first roll, right?
Okay.
No, the first roll on the left is the first
Yeah,
one. So
yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah.
Take that one. You feel a pull. As soon as this door opens, you feel this rush of emotion suddenly well up within you. You catch your breath because it is so unexpected and overwhelming. A rush of images, a bright, shiny city made of glass and crystal, flashes of faces, all glowing and radiant. One word enters your brain: home.
Aww. Okay.
And the door shuts. You still feel this burst of energy within your chest, but it fades. The longer the door is gone, the more it fades.
Huh. She won't say anything. She's just standing there and because she's very unsure as to what she's seeing and what she's feeling. So therefore she won't really, relay the images to the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm. Is there, as this phase, you're now standing around the center. Who has the highest perception?
Probably me.
Yeah, you would notice even. I'll give this one to you without rolls. Wait. Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Dante, you would notice two things. Maximilian standing around the town center, just kind of sitting and laying down actually on the fountain in the center of town. He had kind of looked in the general direction as all this was happening and watching, but hasn't moved. He's got a hat over his face and just kind of laying down and resting, recouping from the evening. And you do also notice you do also notice Abrea standing not in her normal spot where she used to be, standing like across from the door from you, but has moved positions, but still monitoring you guys pretty closely, looking towards you and your friend that had just taken off.
Okay. So nothing unusual.
Nothing unusual, just those two people.
A layabout arsehole and a watcher. Okay, cool. He won't
Pretty
mention
much.
He won't mention anything to anybody. If
Okay.
Maximilian didn't do anything dodgy, he won't.
Nope, he's just laying there. Looks like he's half asleep.
Looks like. Dante's just imagining sticking a knife in his ribs.
Oh, Dante.
The rest of the day is yours. Max had talked about leaving, but it looks like he is not doing anything right now. So it's up to you guys, whatever you would like to do.
Actually, Cameo would like to gather everyone for some proper breakfast.
Okay.
She's got some information to share, so.
Sure. You guys are welcome to go back to the guest house. It's still available. Bran had already been cooking, so yeah. You guys are gathering around the table, enjoying Bran's meal.
Dino gumbo.
Oh yeah.
Leftover dino gumbo.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
This tastes good cold, Bran.
Meanwhile, Bran's trying to reheat it in a cauldron
It's
somewhere.
okay, Bran. It's like, you know, the fat congealed. It's so nice. It's wonderful.
You know it's better cooked, right?
No, it's
Reheated?
great. It's great cold. But I'll take some
All right.
reheated if you want to give me another bowl.
I mean, by all means, Dante.
Yes.
Why don't you just give him the whole cauldron?
That's unfair. Cameo, like everybody else wants to have some.
I used to eat Chef Boyardee out of the can when I was a kid. Sorry.
So she's basically going to be waiting for everyone else, and if they're close enough, she'll start talking. So we we had a very exciting night last night, didn't we?
Think I'm about ready to share all my recipe secrets with these ladies here.
You're
we
making
spilled
a
all
lot
the-
of friends.
That's an understatement.
He's finally getting. Is finally popular with the ladies.
Yeah, Brand, it sounds like you're taking after Dante now.
Should we be worried?
I think we should.
Are you trying to replace Dante?
Dante's just
Bran-
smiling
Bran-
at Bran.
Yeah, Bran just kind of gives a knowing smile.
Yeah.
He
Dante's
doesn't
just
say
smiling.
anything.
A knowing smile. Oh my god.
He
That
doesn't say
help.
anything. He doesn't say anything.
Oh, somebody
He
else
just
had some,
continues.
somebody else
He
had
just
some
continues to stir the pot, so to speak.
fun. Ooh, did somebody else have some fun last night, Bran? Did you show some of your cooking skills to the locals?
The smile disappears and is replaced with a frown.
I hear you can do some wonderful things with some of those the cooking implements that you have.
Man, you guys like to take a joke too far, don't you?
Oh, I think Dante's implying that somebody let you put your ladle into their pot.
I think we got it. I think we
We're
got
having
it.
Dante's laughing.
Yeah, Bran just kind of looks
Having
at
breakfast,
Sears like,
And Sisha's just sitting there oiling her bowstrings.
Dante's
You
just
know,
laughing.
very matter of factly.
exactly. Like, hey, you know, to each their
She's
own.
just genuinely trying to translate Dante lingo.
Yes.
Brad, I once knew a woman who liked a little spanking with a wooden spoon.
Exciting.
That's
Fine,
sure what happened
Collins.
with her.
eyes and shakes his head and just continues to reheat the cauldron. He's not having any of this conversation.
Dante's finally putting his shirt on.
Finally.
About damn
Going to-
time.
Going to poke someone's eye out with those perky nipples.
I'm excited all the time, Camille. I can't help it.
Hell, Dante, press yourself up against this cauldron. Might heat it up faster.
All right, all jokes aside, we've got some very important things to talk about. Well, I want to know who here feels particularly close with Maximilian?
Did you say close?
Mm-hmm.
With my sword in his stomach, yes. I'd be very close.
Oh, I
Bran
love to
completely
hear that.
completely ignorant of what happened last session, which he's just gonna roll his shoulders. Oh, seems all right to me. But then again, sellsword,
Who?
Well,
What's that supposed to mean, Bran?
mercenaries.
Yes.
uh-oh.
Can't entirely trust them.
Oh, now I know how you feel, Bran. I'll watch my step around you from now on. I thought we were friends.
Well, I'm not
I thought we were
exactly a
best
sellsword,
friends.
Dante.
I thought we were best friends, Bran.
Oh. All right. Well, aside from the fact that he was being too drunk last night, and I threatened to turn him into an ornament, I was pulled aside by some very important people, and all this information is supposed to be just between all of us. I brought it up with Zoya that I do not trust Maximilian, because first of all, he's not one of us, so anyone outside of our circle, as I've learned from Dante, we cannot trust. I have found some very interesting info just last night that there's a probability that Maximilian may be working with the bastard son of the Khan.
These the Khan, as in the ones who ruled around here.
The Khan tried to take me into slavery, and this is why we're here. I basically turned them into wolf meat and, wolf food, rather, not wolf meat. They wish. And, supposedly they're gone, but news has spread that they're actually back in power.
Well,
And Maximilian may be working for them. They're thinking that it was them, or him rather, that had brought the T-Rex in this direction.
A spy.
hey,
Gentlemen.
Oh, that's supposed to be a Red Dead reference.
Oh god.
where are the? Do they know where the Khan is?
DM, just clarify, they did mention the area, correct? It was Gordon?
Gordon was the place where they believed that if they were going to meet, that he would be in Gordon, and that is the place that is on the way between you and the tribe that Maximilian said that he would introduce you to.
All right, so she will relay that message to everyone.
Where is Gordon?
I wish I knew. It's on the way, supposedly.
It's towards the south. It's towards the east, and the place that you're going is to the southeast.
Well, if it's on the way, I say we pay a visit.
We don't want to be too out there, if you get my drift. And I spoke very highly of our fleet-footed friends here, Dante and Saoirse. Only the two of you I would trust with having to find any sort of information and to see if he truly does work for the Khan.
And just let a slaver group run for wild.
Yeah, exactly.
I just put into campaign handouts the conversation that Petra had The information that Petra gave, the head of security.
Brent,
Right, thank you.
Brent's 100% correct. We can't allow these slavers to run around. You did so well before, little mother. Why don't we just go and do the same thing again?
Oh my god, he's doing
What did you just call me?
Little mother. You're like the group's mother.
Right. Don't ever say that again.
Sure.
I'm sorry, mommy? I'm sorry.
What?
Just that's another whole Bran. Let's just not get into that conversation.
You're the one making it weird.
How is it weird? You just made it weird. I call her little mother. You said mummy. It's completely different.
It's like it's upgrading from sister to mother. What's going on here?
Yeah, she looks after us. She's our captain. She's our mother. That's why it's upgraded. It's not just a little sister now.
It's gonna be grandmother.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
this is the opening conversation of Pulp Fiction.
I'm not gonna run around.
Never mind.
I'm not gonna run around calling her mummy. That's just disgusting.
You're right. I wouldn't birth someone like you.
Exactly.
Where is this going?
Anyway, I trust the both of you with that.
Saoirse would have been glancing at the windows a little, continuing to, just check her equipment and be, like I said, oiling spare bowstrings. But she would have been glancing at windows because Camiel doesn't know that she was tailed last night
Yeah.
by a ghost. So
I'll show you the wind.
does Saoirse notice anybody maybe popping their heads up into the windows? She's basically keeping an eye out for Max.
Does my passive
Roll a
perception of
perception
19 work?
Dropping no eaves.
Your passive perception at 19, and give me a
That's a
perception
16.
check for you.
Yeah, that's a 16, same as my
no,
passive. Yeah.
Neither of you notice anything as far as location of Max at this point.
Okay. Well, I have a feeling that it shouldn't be too. And there's maybe a bit of a smirk on her face from Saoirse. I'm sure that Dante and I can find some information, as we travel along.
All right.
And once we get to where we're going, I agree with Dante and Bran. It doesn't seem like we should allow these slavers to continue doing their work. If they've come back, we should see what we can do to stop it.
Oh, I already have plans. Don't worry about that.
Mhm.
If there's one leading them, if there's only one left, then it should be easy enough to cut the head off the snake. Yes?
Correct?
Well,
And if
Or
You're going
blow
to-
it up. Maybe Boltzmann, maybe you could make me some more of those explosive arrows.
Boltzmann,
And she's got a big grin on her face now.
yeah, Boltzmann smiles. Oh, of course. I'd be more than happy to. I've been more
Just
than
makes a fat man.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not too sure. I don't have any ingredients left, but I think I can make do. DM, can I make do? Quick.
I don't remember what that was. I'll have to look at that.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
During the
Bang
break,
rock
I'll
together.
look and see exactly
Bang
what that
rocks
was. And,
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
look during the break. I'll let you know.
And well, regardless, Boltzmann does not, and he starts going through his bag of holding and trying to look for trying to see if he still has any parts left to make at least one more. In the meantime, yeah, that's just gonna be him.
Oh, before I forget, Cameo will open that little gift that Emmy gave her while everyone is still eating their breakfast.
Brand's gonna preemptively recoil.
You open the bag. On top is a small note that says, "Take care of this child too, please. He's a handful, but there's more to see out there than in the library." And in the pouch is Moontree.
Oh my lord. Okay, so she opens it and she's all like she's excited, but at the same time she's kind of wondering what would be in the bag. She opens it, looks in, sees the note, and she freezes, and her eyes like immediately dart to Bran and then to everyone else, and she looks back into the bag and she sees Moontree, and she just goes, "Oh, how sweet."
Hey.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Would anyone like to see what Emmy gave me?
I can see it from here.
Would you like to look a little closer? And she playfully just lifts the bag to his face.
I would not. I would not.
Take a sniff.
Actually, now that I think about it, it probably smells like dried, crusted blood.
What did I just walk
Oh
into?
my god!
Blood. Keyword blood.
Who's blood? What day
Golden
is this?
Hammer.
Sorry.
But anyway,
With Moontree.
Yeah, I now have in my possession Moontree.
So are we burning it?
Oh,
no,
absolutely.
we are not burning it.
It might release the spirit. Isn't that the problem here?
Well, it could burn the spirit too. We don't know how this works.
You're a priest.
Possibly also feel pain.
You're a priest, Bran. You can do this, can't you?
I am not a priest by definition, but
You're a holy. You're a holy person.
Bran just kind of looks at Dante.
Power of the uplifter compels you.
I'm about as holy as you are, Dante.
I highly doubt that.
Well,
Should Should
I
I
wondered-
wear? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
oh no. Go ahead, Cam.
No. Go.
I was just gonna say, I think did we last session was that one of the things we mentioned for Emmy to maybe look into whether or not there's a way to
Moontree did not come out.
No, you didn't. Sorry.
Moontree was on the list, but I'll add Moontree to
Yeah.
the list.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think because that'd be what Sirsha would say. I don't remember if we mentioned it, but I hope that she looks into. I hope Emmy looks into whether or not there's a way to release the child's spirit from the puppet.
Is Camille still offering Moontree?
Yes. Cautiously.
Bran sighs, and I guess he takes Moontree very
Oh my god.
gently.
Oh my god.
Right.
He kind of lifts the sock puppet dragon up to his face, and he just kind of has like eye to eye contact with it, and he slowly.
You don't hear anything, but you almost hear heavy breathing.
Man, oh man, and with that, yeah, with just this pug grunts, these little pug grunting noises, heavy breathing, with almost a grimace, but also a little bit like a hint of sorrow to his face. He attaches Moontree to his belt. So
Okay.
and make sure that the puppet is facing outward, so that essentially wherever Bran faces, Moontree will also see.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
Well, I don't want to risk anybody else getting tempted.
I don't think anybody else is.
That's what I mean. Like, you know, if anyone's gonna resist it,
it will be difficult, but I trust you with Moontree, Bran.
Bran kind of does this quick half smile. He's kind of. Let's just see if we can find a way to cure Moontree as soon as possible.
Well, hopefully.
Oh, I just had an idea. Sometimes you've been able to ask your deity, the uplifter, for assistance. I wonder if there might be a time when we eventually can try and do that. Maybe the uplifter can help.
Actually, that's a very good point there, Rob. How would that work for you, Moose? Because I unlocked at level 10. Where is it? Divine Intervention.
Mm-hmm. So you can do how often again?
I believe once every 7 days.
Okay. So yeah, we'll keep track of the time on that. But yeah, basically what it is, it's like a roll. So you have to roll under your level, I think, right?
I got it right here.
You pop it in. Oh yeah. Beginning at 10th level, you can call on your deity to intervene on your behalf when need is great. Imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action. That's not an issue. If you roll a number equal or lower to your cleric level. So you basically roll a D100, and if you roll less than your level, is it less or equal to?
Or 10 or below.
Yep. So if you roll a 10 or below, when you roll a D100, then the DM provides a divine intervention. So first, you have to ask the question that you want answered, or not the question that you want answered, but you have to give the subject the what you want intervened upon, and then based on that, roll the dice. If you get it, then I'll come up with a answer to the intervention. So
Yeah,
it's not
I think
it's not as powerful, say, like a wish spell, like it whatever you say is going to happen. It's more how
maybe.
can we be assisted
More of a
by
maybe.
this? It's more of a maybe and more of a, I wouldn't say monkey's paw, because it's your patron that you're praying to. They're not trying to screw you over unless it's like you have that kind of relationship. Yeah.
Understandable. I'll still try though. I'll do that later. So, we could do that now, I suppose. Yeah. Well, everyone else. Well, as long as Camiel is done, is she done with the meeting?
Yeah, she's done basically.
Okay. Well, with that, I think Bran would kind of excuse himself and make sure that everyone has their meals, especially 2 bowls for Dante,
Yay!
to keep him preoccupied. Maybe Bran
Out of
would
trouble.
sneak Camiel an apple as he leaves. He will actually take a moment to find a quiet space, presumably upstairs or one of the rooms,
Mhm.
Kind of a quiet area, in order to convene with the uplifter, to see if he specifically can, if the uplifter can somehow free, either directly free Moontree from the puppet, or if the uplifter could provide an answer or a way to free Moontree, the child within the puppet itself.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. D100.
Percentile dice. Gotcha. I believe this is the percentile. There we go. Nope. That is a no.
Nope. So you go upstairs, and you have Moontree on your belt, and you go upstairs while everyone's still downstairs after serving everyone, and you kind of sit down in the middle of this large open space. It's almost like a dormitory where they have the beds on the side and this like aisle down the middle. And you sit down on the floor, kind of put Moontree down in front, and just begin to focus as he's in your hands. You begin to focus, and you feel this, this energy kind of come through you and pass through you. And as it does, it's there for a moment, but then fades quickly. And you don't get the answer you're looking for.
Yeah. And Bran kind of audibly sighs as he's sitting there kind of on his knees, trying to get into that Zen state. And he sighs and opens his eyes and looks down at Moontree. And I guess he just kind of mumbles, both just audibly enough for him and Moontree to hear. Well, there's always next week.
You can try that every day, but if you get it, if you hit it, you can't try it for 7 days.
Oh, so if it's successful,
yeah,
I can't try it again.
If it's successful, you can try it for a week. Otherwise, you can use it again after you finish a long rest.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then retcon that. We can always try again tomorrow. Yeah, and he'll take Moontree, attach him back onto his belt, secure him there, and head back downstairs with the rest of the group.
Anyone else wanting to do anything before you guys move on with your day?
Are we planning on leaving today? Or is it...
That's what you had been told, yeah.
Okay.
Max had told you that he had been wanting to leave today so that he can get there. He had a scheduled appointment with someone that he needed to get to. In Grandor before taking you on.
Okay.
The Gordon, I'm sorry, Gordon.
Well, Dante doesn't have anything then if we're going to leave soon.
For Boltzmann, would Boltzmann have the time to go and look for the materials needed for making one of those arrows that Saoirse had requested? The fire arrows. I mean, the explosive arrows.
Yeah, and Saoirse would have probably chatted with, after the meeting, would have chatted with Boltzmann a little bit to say, whatever, if he needs cash for additional supplies to make her a few of them, then she'll put up the money for it.
No need for that. I've got all the money I need right here. He pats his bag of holding, and hopefully it's all still there.
Go ahead and make investigation check to see what you can find as you go out from this. Because this is a village, but it's also not your normal village. It's almost like a headquarters or a compound in the way that it is.
It's a 10.
So yeah, it's a 10. You do go outside and you are able to talk. You know that the security of the village itself has been run by Rock, who is someone that you had met the day before. This is the husband of Zoya. The Zoya is the one that had been introduced at the beginning as almost the leader. And so her husband, half-orc, definitely a guard type, and you had just seen him at the door with Weiss as well. So he's able to be found, and you ask him specifically about gunpowder, and he is aware of it, but it is not something that is widely used. And although he's aware of the technology, it does not exist within the village and is very hard to come by overall in Ujat. There are places. You said you could check in Gordon, but most likely it would not be there. It would have to be one of the bigger places.
Damn it. All right. Thank you. And, well, Boltzmann will have to return with the sad news to Saoirse. And
Well, I still have a few of those fire arrows you gave me from before.
And
that smile starts to creep back onto her face.
besides, I think I also have a small concoction of my own. Lets me essentially do the same thing, but with a bit of pain on the side. Boltzmann smiles as well. Oh well, We'll find. I mean, we won't need to use them. Hopefully.
The two of you,
Or not.
and Dante's
Yes.
outside, the two of you are scary. I like it.
Says the man who. Never mind. Anyways, I think I'm good. I think I'm ready.
Okay. So you guys finally come together. It is probably, I would say, not very late, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. Not super late, but still not first thing. You guys gather your things, collect everything from the guest house, and make your way to the center of town, where you do see Maximilian leaning up against the fountain. Has moved from the top of the, the fountain where he was leaning. It was laying down flat before. He's now leaning up against the fountain and found a shadier spot, and is now, just pointed basically towards the house that you guys are in, so he is able to see you guys approaching. And as you get closer, he stands up and makes his way to you guys. I see you guys are ready to go.
Yes, we are. Good morning.
Right. Good morning. Great. Let's go. Let's see if we can't get to go down as soon as possible here. You guys make your way to the main pathway out, and as you do, the gates open again. This organic fortress that is surrounding this layer of protection that surrounds this village opens up almost curtain-like, and you guys are able to pass through. And immediately, Max is at the head of this line of following, making sure that you guys are going in the right direction and leading you in the right way. Let me have a marching order as you guys go through, and we begin our forest adventure here.
Dante would take up the rear as per usual, but maybe sort of indicate to Saoirse that she should keep an eye on Max up the front. It's just a thought, but maybe just keep an eye on him, and Dante will fall back.
Saoirse would kind of nod in understanding and would have been planning on staying up toward the front, not leading, but letting Max lead since Max knows the area.
Okay.
And being immediately behind Max so that she can kind of keep an eye on him.
Who's after Saoirse?
I say Bran.
Okay. After Bran?
Boltzmann? Would you like to be in the middle?
Boltzmann in the middle. He likes being in sandwich. No, wait. He likes being
Nice Boltzmann sandwich.
He likes being between two bits of iron.
nice
Metal on
Boltzmann,
either side.
He loves being
Boltzmann's
surrounded.
wet dream.
Never mind. But yes,
Oh no.
Yes.
Covered in metal.
surrounded by iron. Oh god. He's
Bran, Boltzmann, Cameo?
Camille, yes. And then Dante.
And Addie next to Bran's side.
Addie.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. You set out through this forest, and you have not been very deep into this forest. You've not been very far from this village. The location that you originally started in was only a few hours from here, and wasn't as deep and wasn't as dense of forest as what you began within the first hour kind of going through to get out of this area that you're in. Max is ahead. Max is definitely ahead of you guys, leading the way. The forest is rough terrain, and while most of you are okay, some of you are struggling with the conditions. I need everybody to make a survival check. If you are in plate, I'll have you make it in disadvantage unless you wish to remove your plate for a -3 AC.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Disadvantage.
Now, just to clarify, you said that this does qualify as forest, right?
Yes, so you are not at disadvantage.
Okay,
You
yeah.
are.
Okay. Well, and then
Survival.
also that's one of her favorite terrains.
Yep.
So it
I'm
would
aware.
be
16.
Oh, this is bad.
that would
Ooh.
be a 29
It's a 9.
survival. That's a 29 since it's a half again
Holy
for her
shit.
wisdom check.
Yeah,
Or
We're boned.
the ranger. Please tell me it's 16.
Oh, wow.
16 is okay.
no, 28, not 29. Excuse me. It was double proficiency bonus, not.
So disadvantage. So you have a 6, a 9, a 9, a 16, and a 20, whatever.
Saoirse is
yeah.
just Naruto running on the tree at this point.
She's basically Legolas.
Okay. So as you go along this forest, it definitely is rough terrain for you guys. The density, the forest is dense in places, and there is no worn path. Saoirse, since you got such a high survival, I'm not going to make you roll an investigation or anything, but you can tell that this. You know that people have gone to this village, and you do not see a path at all. It is almost as if. I will actually roll me a check. Roll me a investigation check to see if you can tell what's going on.
Investigation.
You can tell that something's up with that survival check. And with your 23 investigation, you
25
can
actually,
tell.
because the proficiency bonus is doubled for that since it's an int check in the forest. Sorry.
Just don't ask Saoirse to roll anymore. It's an automatic succeed.
When do I get to make my stealth check? No.
Jump from bush to bush. Yeah.
So yes, you definitely can. You notice that there is no path, and not even just there is no worn path that's obvious. Does not look like anyone has treaded here before. It looks like virgin land to you, which is very interesting because you know that this path that Max is on, somebody had been through here before. This is the forest. It's not like this is not developed, or it's not like it's never been treaded on. And you do notice, after some investigation, you do notice that even after you're stepping down and making a path, there seems to be some sort of something happening within the plants themselves that seem to come back and almost bounce back in a way that you're not used to. Almost as if there was some power affecting the magical ability that's affecting this land that is keeping at least this specific area within the first couple of miles of the village something that makes it very hard to track within this space.
Okay, yeah, she would, probably whenever they'd probably break at some point just to get rations out, and she would, if they do that, as soon as they take a break, probably especially for those in full plate and heavy armor, to get a breather, she would share that information that.
When you guys take a break, you go to where you had just been. So you kind of file in. You find a little bitty clearing that you're just a fallen log that everyone can kind of sit and rest at. You take a few steps back towards where you came from, where exactly you knew where you came from. You see you take a piece of a piece of grass that has been broken, and you kind of break it fully and tear it off. And then kind of look around, and as you're kind of still investigating and trying to figure out and pondering, you look back again just a minute or two later, and you see that the grass is growing much faster than it should be, and it's actually repairing itself and completing itself, making this place look like it's never been touched.
Ooh, that is interesting. And Saoirse would kind of whisper to herself, "Oh, I bet Emmy would love this." And then she'd go up to. I think she would go to Cameo first and say, I don't know if it's somehow connected with you, or how it's connected with you and your connection with the celestial realms, but I don't know if you've noticed, there's some sort of power, a magic that is keeping the trail hidden. I just broke off a piece of grass. Yeah, I just broke off a piece of grass and it's already growing back. I mean, noticeably.
Huh. And Camille kind of pauses, and I don't think she's ever noticed that at all, because she doesn't really like go around when she was still in the area. She didn't really go around and didn't really question any of that, so she wouldn't have noticed until Sierra brought it up.
Roll a history check.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. History. Where is it? There it is. Oh, fuck yeah. Give me my -1 history, baby. Fuck yeah.
That was so close to a 20.
That was so close to a 20.
Can I get a
You with a 7, you do not remember anything like that. You actually remember the opposite. You actually remember being able to make trails, and you remember like a trail leading up to your place that was, where you had lived all of your life. You remember distinctly making dirt trails within the forest and actually using those to be able to lead people almost in circles at times on these trails that you had created. So you remember the distinct opposite. So this is something that seems new to you.
I do have a question on DM, because Camille did make a habit of marking trees, like carving things into trees. Mm-hmm. Would there be any carvings in the area that she would notice?
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Oh my god. Camille. -1 again. Fuck yeah, let's do this shit. Come on, roll. Oh, hell yeah.
No.
You begin to look around. You do look around as you're walking, but you are getting distracted by how tired you're becoming, how quickly the weight of this place is weighing on you. The place is definitely not as bad as the jungles that you are used to. This forest is dense. But it looks different than the dense jungles that you've experienced in the other parts of Ujat. So this is different. You've experienced this before, but for the other ones, it's not like the other Ujat experience. The climate's much more temperate. It's much less humid than the rainforest that surrounds Moltuk's volcanic home. Okay. So yeah, you're used to this, but it definitely is weighing on you now that you have a new body, new armor, new everything.
No, did I order? Yeah. Okay, so she'll basically just tell Saoirse she's not noticed any of this before, so that's actually very interesting to her.
And as you guys take a small break, as your march continues before you move on, we are actually going to take a small break. Before we do so, I do want to say thank you to some of our supporters. Michu Tetris raided with a party of 3. Thank you, Michu. If you're still in chat, thank you very much. We don't interrupt the role play for that, but thank you very much for your raid. It is so important to us, and we appreciate it so much. Also, thank you to Thumper Knox, resubscribe with his Prime with the message.
Who's that guy?
Oh yeah. So there you go.
The bestest good-lookingest guy you've never met.
Hashtag Dante is the best character. Is that what it was?
Best character. That's exactly right.
Yep.
Is the best character.
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on Team Dante.
So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Get back into continue our journey through the jungle, through the forest here. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So, you guys have taken a break, recognized some special enhancements to this forest. kind of hiding the path, if you will, both behind you and in general of anyone that's used this route before. You guys take off again. I'm going to keep those same survival checks. The going is slow for you guys. Because of this, you guys are kind of going at your own pace, especially the backside of that. Well, yeah. Overall, you're just kind of all moving at your own pace. Going is slow. Max kind of keeps pressing ahead and then having to kind of slow down and make sure that there's no stragglers. The longer you travel, the path becomes more and more obvious and more worn, kind of easier to follow. And once you get probably a half day from the village, there is a clear path beneath your feet. It's not well worn, but it is definitely easier to follow, easier to trail, and you guys are able to speed up a little bit. At one point, when it clears up a lot, you see, Saoirse, since you're behind Max, you do see Max kind of take off ahead a little bit. Kind of head. Now that the path is clearly marked, he's kind of taken off and is gaining speed and gaining distance between you guys. Are you doing anything about that? Are you staying with the group?
I think if he's not looking back toward her, if he's just kind of moving on ahead, she might give a little signal to the others that she's going to duck off off the path a bit and speed up behind him, but off the path. Trying to, just keep pace without him noticing her.
Okay, so I'll have you roll two things, since there's less chance that you mess something up. They'll make you roll two things: survival check and a stealth check. To see survival check to make sure you can follow him through the forest. That you're not.
Yeah.
It's your forest. It's not your forest though. And then a stealth check to see how well you are hidden within the trees.
Yeah, that's a 31 on the stealth.
Jesus.
Why are you still
But that's only a 13 on the survival this time.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So you do disappear into the woods, and you are able to get. You definitely do disappear, and after a moment, the group behind you do not see you.
Saoirse's a hint.
Yeah. And you speed up and move towards the path, towards the way that you believe the path is. And it takes you a minute, but you lose Maximilian. You scramble ahead and post up for us a moment trying to be able to locate him. And then you get worried for a moment because you don't see him. You turn again and take off towards maybe that he had moved faster ahead. And you continue to move forward, and you do not see him. There's a good 10 to 15 minutes before you end up seeing Maximilian on the trail again. And you're still hidden in the woods, but you lost him for about a 10 to 15 minute window. You see after this, you see him slowing down, and you see the group slowly kind of making up distance between him and Tim and the rest of the group. The group is catching up to him. He's slowing down and letting them catch up to him.
Okay, she would, staying in the woods, staying behind on the other side of the tree line then from the path, she would double back behind to come up behind the group.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you do that. No problem. Are you going to stay there, or are you going to move towards the lead again?
She would first tell. Hold on. I had to clear my throat. My apologies.
No problem.
She would first, as she was. Well, she would walk briskly as she comes up to the group. She would walk briskly past everyone, but she would whisper to Dante.
Mm-hmm.
I lost him for about 10 or 15 minutes in the woods. Still not completely familiar with this forest itself, and there's some sort of magic here that makes it difficult to track.
It's all right. You're doing
But
well.
he is coming back.
You're doing well. But we'll just make sure we keep an eye on him still.
Yeah, agreed. And then she would just, after that, right as she's walking past, saying that, she would continue on in front of the others. And then announce, because I'm assuming if she can now see him coming up along the path, she would announce to the others, I don't think we've been followed. I figured it was best to double back and just make sure nothing was following us.
He does not seem to be paying a whole lot of attention behind you. He does look back and try to keep track of the group, make sure that it's staying with him. But his focus is forward, and has been for this trip primarily.
Okay. Yeah, well, she would still, trying to be surreptitious about ducking off the,
Anyone else doing anything?
Fighting off the mosquitoes.
Yeah, definitely not as bad as Ujat. There's definitely some bugs and definitely some mosquitoes, but not the mammoth-sized mosquitoes that there were in near the volcano and the rainforest, the jungle.
Rain's still
Definitely more
dropping.
manageable. Yep. Okay. You guys continue to make your way and continue to make your path. Following the now at least somewhat visible path most of the way. Again, the further you go, the more confident you are that you are following an existing path. You guys get to a resting point. You guys find a clearing. Max is already ahead of you, but not by far. He's kind of slowed down, made sure that you guys were okay to rest. He said that I think here would probably be good for the night. We'll push ahead tomorrow morning. Should be about tomorrow night. We should hit Gordon.
Is it a very open campsite, or is secluded, or it's off the track, or?
It's not directly on the path. It is kind of just off to the side and kind of away from a clearing. There's kind of a bend in the natural path that's there, and it kind of hides within one of the crevices of one of those bends, so it's not as obvious. It's kind of hidden around, not directly on the path, but it's definitely not too far from it.
Yep.
It's nothing that you would oppose on a normal basis.
Okay. We setting up watch?
Yeah, sure.
I'm happy to take the night, the late watch.
Sure. As you guys prepare, Dante, you said you're going to take late watch?
Take the late watch, and then we'll set around setting up camp, helping to set up camp.
Yeah. Anybody else want to volunteer?
Camille will surely try, but I'm pretty sure she's so exhausted at this point.
Yeah, and Boltzmann would, as usual, just place an alarm spell somewhere close to his tent, at least.
Okay. Anybody else?
Saoirse would use Saoirse would use right before going to bed. She would volunteer to take the second watch. If assuming 3 watches through the night.
Yep.
Like we've done before, and right before laying down, she would use cordon of arrows.
Okay.
Somewhere
Around the
near the
camp.
center, right around about the center of the camp.
And as usual for Bran... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
As usual, as they set up camp, there will be unbeknownst to Bran, there will be a Guardian of Faith over where he is.
Okay. Sure. With all that in place, you guys begin to kind of make camp. Before you get to that point, you guys begin to make camp. Are you going to prepare anything, Bran, for dinner?
You know what? Why not? Yeah, why not?
All right.
Let's give it a shot.
Mosquito stew.
Well,
What are you
actually,
making?
first and foremost, is that wise? Considering we are we somewhat close to the location of where the slavers are? Is it safe to set up a camp? I mean, like a fire.
The slavers are in a city, so they're not directly here. From what was been told to Camille and what she relayed to all of you, was that Maximilian may have had something to do with the dino attack, and that he was most likely, if he was, then he would probably make contact with someone in Gordon that had connections to the Son of Khan. So when but from where you're at now, you are about a day's, almost a full day's travel away from the village, a little bit less than that, and about a full day's away from the nearest town of Gordon.
Okay.
If the campsite's shielded enough, it should be okay.
Okay. Let's see here. What can I make that I haven't already done yet? Oh, here we go. We can make some amian, potato dumplings, and brown butter.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Sounds
Hell
good.
yeah. Alright, let's see if we can make it. Ooh, boy.
What do you roll? What do you roll?
Wait, I haven't rolled yet. Cooking.
Feed us, Brad.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 10.
So about halfway through this meal prep, about almost when you're almost ready to be able to serve, Addie begins pawing at your leg, has this stick that she has in her mouth and wants to be able to play with you. You've seen this many times before, and you finally give in to her and throw the stick back and forth, and time gets away from you, and this very particular recipe and this very particular brown butter burns a little bit.
Yeah, Bran will kind of curse under his breath and kind of warn everyone as he hands out the dumplings. And, just hey, this isn't my finest work.
It's not horrible, but
Yeah, blame it on the owlbear.
Poor Addie.
In fact, if you can't finish it, you can give it to Addie.
Brad?
She probably loves it.
It tastes wonderful.
no.
It tastes wonderful, Brad. It's good.
Addie's probably gonna enjoy every morsel.
So, as the evening progresses, you guys begin to make camp, you guys begin to cook. Max is taking a load off. He's set up his bedroll, kind of protected, not by a full tent, but at least protected by from the elements from trees and natural elements around. He does look like he's at home in this place. He's very familiar with roughing it and being out in the elements. After a while, Max does make some rounds and begin to talk to some people. Camille, he comes up to you. Hey, listen, darling. Camille. I know we had words the other day. Listen, I don't remember too much, but I think I said something I shouldn't have. Let's let bygones be bygones.
Camille is, she's a little exhausted, but she's trying to enjoy this bowl, and the meal that Branimir has prepared, and she looks up at him, and she has this soft, little tired smile on her face, And her response is, I don't know, what did you say?
Well, like I said, I don't remember too much. There's a lot of wine, you know. Don't worry about it. If you don't remember, it's fine. It's no problem.
Oh, well, I do remember something. Do you want me to
Bran hear
remind you?
this? Can Bran hear this?
Uh-oh.
I just want to know. Can
Didn't I
Bran
say
hear
that
this?
last week? Didn't I say that last week? That was the words I used.
Papa's getting angry.
Yeah, it's a small camp. Everyone is able to hear these conversations unless you
Man, I
make
can't
them
wait for
privately.
level 11. Just be a shield master so I can shield bash people, break their feet.
I feel like part of that is focused on Dante for some reason. Not the face.
Not the face.
It's just your teeth, Dante. It's just your teeth.
Better heal him.
Like I said, I don't remember too much. There's a lot of wine going on. There's a lot of people I was talking to. I just know that we didn't, I thought there was a spark there for a moment. Could have been something special, but, it's too bad, really. But I know it. I overstepped. I apologize.
Oh, so you do remember?
Well, through a hazy lens.
Well, we were talking about liars, and I said that I would hang you in the trees, and I would gut you if you lied to me. That's what I told you. So if you're lying to me right now...
No, of course not. I wouldn't.
Yeah, sure.
Promise.
All right, then. Well, it's fine. It's completely fine, but you do that again. Well, that'll be the end of you.
Sure, no problem.
Dante's chuckling.
I'll behave.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's in the past. You've had a lot to drink. But I keep my promises.
I'll
Faith?
keep that in mind. Yes, please.
Right? Why don't you go ahead and ask Branimir? He's very
sure.
keen.
Sure. Yeah, he would go up to Bran. Fuck me, what a fuckity fuck of an old problem that old lizard was. At least you got good eats.
Max.
I had a crack of your stew back there, and the snag you had that made that a ripper of a dish, mate. And I don't happen to have any of that left, do you?
Unfortunately, I don't. Bran kind of like purposely kind of like hands him the particularly burnt dumplings.
I almost feel sorry for this guy.
You see him
That's
kind of
all that's
split it up, and what should be brown is like brown, and it's black with chunks. There's chunks in the liquid. I can't wait to tuck into this. All right. Thank you, mate.
Better keep your strength up.
Yeah, that's for sure. He goes and looks around. He looks around. What does he see from Saoirse and Dante and Boltzmann?
Daggers.
Just staring.
I actually
Studying
cast thaumaturgy so that the ground shakes a little bit.
Boltzmann is polishing arcane firearm while making contact with him.
Hell yeah.
Glaring at him.
Addie's just gonna
he
bristle
makes
her feathers.
It's even a point that he pulls out Barnabas.
Beep boop.
Give Barnabas a tune-up.
It just it just goes into combat mode, just snaps.
Like, no, down, Barnabas, down.
Oh, he
yet.
looks towards Saoirse. What does he see?
I think Saoirse's just, she's not staring daggers at him or anything. She doesn't want to, give the impression that she's distrustful, per se. But, or rather, so she is kind of scanning the tree line, occasionally taking a bite of dumpling, mixing in a little bit of the dried jerky, maybe crumbling up some jerky that she has from dried rations to sprinkle over the dumplings. Hopefully help the taste a little bit. But yeah, just kind of keeping an eye out on the tree line, listening. And then when she sees him looking in her way, looking in her direction, she would just kind of give a little nod. No, nothing. Oh, I just had the word on the tip of my tongue and I just lost it. But nothing combative. No.
Okay.
No sense of
The hostility.
yeah.
What does he see when he looks towards Dante?
Dante's just relaxing. He's sort of like not paying attention to everybody, but paying attention enough that he's chuckling to himself while he's leaning back on his kit, and against like a log, and is just writing in his little red book, just chuckling. He doesn't look at him though. Doesn't acknowledge that he's looking around.
He begins to take a step forward towards Saoirse. But after just a moment, he gets a smile on his face as he starts walking towards Saoirse and doesn't see like a hard figure staring back at him. And he gets a smile on his face for a moment, but then he glances over to Camiel, kind of side-eyes Camiel, kind of takes his knuckle and bites it a little bit, turns towards Dante, starts and walks over and sits on the log that Dante is leaning up against.
He just had to. He says, just like...
Out of curiosity, does
Brother.
Saoirse see him, look at her, give the smile, and then
roll a perception check? But yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean,
Okay,
I don't know why I
yeah.
make you roll anymore.
I know, right? Where's my
Not
character
even bother.
sheet? Oh yes, because they're stone of force, so perception it's a wisdom check. And,
Oh man, it's also her
that is a
environment.
17.
It's
That is a
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would see him do that. He makes no obvious suggestion to hide that. He makes no obvious move to hide that. He just kind of looks at you, kind of winces a little bit, grabs his kind of bites his thumb, his knuckle a little bit as he kind of side eyes Camiel, and then moves on over to Dante and sits down on the tree.
She would turn away and smirk. Just kind of shake her head.
What do you want?
It's a rough crowd here, man.
It certainly is. You give it's the impression you set, really.
Yeah, I know. It's been that way.
Well, if you didn't act such
Long
an
time.
ass, maybe everyone would have a fair opinion of you.
I'm just trying to be me, mate. I don't know.
That just has another chuckle. As well, maybe that says a lot about you. Did you ever think about not trying to be you?
Who should I be? Should I be you?
No, maybe you should think about.
Tell me about you, man. Tell me about your life. Tell me about you, and tell me where a handsome bloke like you come from. Tell me about your story. Maybe I'll be more like you.
No, I highly doubt it. He goes back to scribbling in his book.
There's only one Dante.
Only one Dante.
Yeah, it's alright.
Tell me
Not the
about
first
yourself.
time I've eaten alone. I told you. I told you yesterday. Just a drifter.
Maybe you could say something different. Maybe you could say something to make us like you a little bit better.
Let's see. I learned to fight with the sword as a kid on a ship. Learned to brawl as a teen with the drunks in the tavern. Learned to run from the wild animals in Boko. Boko makes this place look like a petting zoo.
Where is Boko?
Ship? Maybe. 2 weeks on the ship.
So it's not in. This is for you. It's not in.
No, it's not part of Tribus. It's a distant land. Roll a history check.
Ugh. With my +0. There you go. That was a 2.
Yeah, you've heard him say it before, but you don't know where it is.
He just nods like he does.
Mm.
That's a wonderful story.
It's me.
All right. Well, how about this? Here's a piece of advice. And now it's which is going to be very interesting and quite funny coming from me. But see all the women in this group here. Stop trying to form relations with them. Nice as I can say it. Stop. It's for your safety. I'm not. This is just a piece of advice. Trust
Thought
me.
I was behaving myself. I'm sorry. Sorry, I rubbed you guys the wrong way.
Well, you definitely rubbed them the wrong way. I know Camille wants to take your head
I
off
wish.
the wrong way.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry.
Can Bran shoot a look at Max at the mention of that? Just one of those shut the fuck up looks.
If I hadn't seen you, if I hadn't seen that, I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But when that woman slapped you across the face last night, well, whatever you said, you shouldn't say those things.
It's a simple misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
I simply had misplaced my room, and I wanted her to help me to hers. That's all.
Mm-hmm. The only time you get a slap like that is when both of you want that.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
No, he just looks at him. I don't even know if I can try. You're an aggravating person.
That's all right. He kind of standing and shuffles his way a little bit further down in the log. Won't be the first time that I eat alone.
Oh,
Not a problem.
I'm sure it isn't, but you just maybe tone it down a little bit. Just a bit.
For you, mate, I'll try.
How about
Promise.
for everybody?
For everybody. I'll try.
Maybe everybody won't shoot you daggers.
Yeah, well. And he just kind of shuffles over the lonely spot on the log.
That goes back to the writing. What a dickhead
So,
in
Max.
his book. What a dickhead.
So Max,
Yeah.
what kind of altercation did you get with Camille here?
Uh-oh.
That's up for the lady to talk about. It's,
Do you
up
let
to her.
Camille speak for you?
She'll speak for herself.
I'm
sorry?
asking you.
If you think we had an altercation, you should ask her. I mean, I could tell you what I think happened, but
I'm asking you, Max.
listen here. I'm trying to do you a favor. I'm trying to get you to where you're going. That's all I'm trying to do.
I think we're about halfway there, don't you think, Saoirse?
To Gordon? Yeah,
halfway to
sure.
Gordon, but we
Do you know
need
the
somebody
Merrick
to-
tribe?
Exactly. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't.
Bran kind of rolls his shoulders, almost as if kind of questioning whether whether he wants to test that or not.
Do it.
Listen,
I'm certain Saoirse can find a way.
I'll behave
Push
myself.
him to shove.
I'll sit here. I won't say nothing more. Just, we'll do our thing. We'll get to Gordon. I got a meeting in Gordon. We'll resupply at Gordon. Then I'll lead you south. I'll make you introductions to the Merrick, and then I'll go on my merry way and never have to hear from me again.
Bran actually makes an effort to turn to his side and spit visibly on the ground. Then he just goes back to his cauldron.
But it's just like, stop being you.
Oh, Saoirse, if only.
Yeah. Saoirse would actually walk over to Bran real quick and say, crumbling some jerky over the dumplings actually tastes pretty good too. And she would show him her bowl.
I think Bran's demeanor would change slightly, so that being distracted by Saoirse, actually like having an improvement on the meal, he would actually be like, "Ooh, actually."
Almost like bacon bits, but jerky bits.
Bran actually, yeah, he actually is quite entertained by this, and he'll actually take note of it. That's actually a very good idea, Saoirse.
See, I have them sometimes. Ooh, I bet we could forage some mushrooms for one of these nights while we're out here.
I'd kill for some mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. They would be good. Make a nice mushroom soup.
Bran
Be
just kind of
careful.
leans back.
Be careful with those mushrooms. I tried those funky looking mushrooms when I was younger. Oh, it was a trip.
Not the
Never
spotted
again.
ones.
Oh,
Well-
the red ones with white dots?
I wish I could tell you, but I cannot recall.
Fun times.
If it started talking to you, that's actually a myconid.
She audibly gasps.
Maybe there's a reason she doesn't remember.
Next,
Go on.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, speaking about those sorts of things. Bran,
Speaking of
do you still
poisonous
remember
mushrooms.
no, not poisonous mushrooms. Those sorts of things. Don't you remember that one thing that I took back in a boat back in Cicatrids? What was it called?
The petals.
Actually, doesn't Saoirse still have a pouch?
Dante does.
of that? Oh, Dante has it. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
No, we're
Oh,
working. Stop.
No.
We
No,
can't-
no, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to take it
The
now.
Star Angel Flower.
He shoots a quick. He shoots a quick look towards Max. I'm not going to take one now. No.
Where
Yeah.
are you going with this, Bolts?
No. For future. Who knows? I was able to make something out of that cursed potion that one bastard doctor gave me. Probably I could make something from those petals as well. And he shoots another look towards Max. But anyways, I think we should be sleeping, and I think we should. I think we
Yeah,
should
I was
be
gonna say I only have a few vials of poison left, so
Oh, poison! Sorry.
Poison.
Loudly.
Poison.
Say that nonchalantly.
Poison for Cusco.
Uncharacteristically.
Max suddenly has a shiver down his spine.
Oh my god, Max.
Uncharacteristically, Boltzmann's just showing. I don't know if it's uncharacteristic at this point. He's just showing some sort, indirect aggression. Was usually the way that he was talking. The way that he was talking to the ladies. No, he does not like that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Saoirse would look at Boltzmann actually real quick after his response to her talking about the vials of poison. I just got
More
a
goodies?
great idea.
Oh no.
More goodies.
Maybe. Ooh, I wonder if you could make an arrow that has one of those fancy little things on the end, so that when it hits the target, it injects poison.
I think
Saoirse's just Boltzmann's play tester at this point. Like she's like at the
Exactly.
demolition ranch or something. Like
Hey, wait, I think that was entirely the point with the explosive arrow
Yeah.
from like way back then.
Yes,
Saoirse's
it was.
just like out in the field, like with her thumbs up, like yeah.
Yeah, murder. I mean, but yeah, no, Boltzmann
Drama.
I'll think of it. I'll think about it.
How many
Good
vials of
idea.
poison does
And
Saoirse have?
3 vials. According to,
That's-
because I think I'm trying to remember. I forget exactly. I, the player, forget where we got them, but yeah, I haven't used them yet.
Spiders, right? Didn't we get them from spiders?
No, I
from
think you got them. I think you got them before the spiders. Is that the ones that was the Star Angels? That was in the forest.
Oh, angels. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's when. Oh God.
yeah.
Time
I've
flies.
been sitting with them for a while, thinking, when can we use them?
All right. But anyways, but regardless, yes, your idea has been noted, and I will
As-
think about it.
As all of you are talking about all this and making direct insinuations, towards Max,
What? What are
you
talking
well, not direct, but indirect.
No.
He continues to eat. You can see that his head is down. He's eating, and he does not look around even when things like the word poison or things like anyone's name is mentioned. He is content with his food and is focused only on his food.
God damn it.
Camiel at this point is like, she's sitting up, but you can see that her eyes are slowly blinking and she's nodding off. But she won't lay down. She's still holding that bowl.
He finishes the bowl, gets up, and gives it back to the area where Bran is, where the table had been set up, or some sort of with the rest of the bowls he'd seen other people put back. Just gives a nod, and then begins walking back to where he was, but he continues to walk outside of the camp.
Anybody want to keep an eye on him?
Oh, I think
Tisha, Dante.
Saoirse, I think. Dante just looks up at Saoirse. This is her playground.
Puts on the commando paint.
Saoirse was actually getting ready to pull, as she sees us, she was getting ready to pull out her dice set, which she hasn't used yet, and offer to play dice with Max. Yeah, she was going to offer to gamble with him a little bit, just because she wasn't trying to insinuate anything. I think she was just being Rob's ADHD, the player's ADHD self, going, "Oh, that poison."
I also have dice. What?
We can play cards.
But even without the words, even without insinuating towards anything with Max, having the conversation and the rough conversation with Dante, and with Bran stepping forward and saying something about Camiel, he is now keeping to himself solely.
Yeah, seeing him start to go off into the woods a little, go off by himself. Is he going beyond, leaving the camp, or is he just going to
He
the
is
edge of it?
leaving the camp and he's moving out towards. He's moving past into the woods.
Saoirse would give it a minute. Give him a minute to maybe get it off into the tree line. And then she's going to head not quite the opposite direction, but she's going to walk off into the woods as well, and then double back to where she saw him and track him.
Roll a perception check to see if you can find him again. I will say at disadvantage because you did not see him the first time.
Yeah.
I'll take the 7.
Well,
Oh no.
yeah, that was even with
That's a
the
1.
boost for being in the woods. I'll roll again, but I think that's a nat 1.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah. So,
Let's see what the other one would have been. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You double
at
back and,
disadvantage.
just because you broke contact with him and it is in the night. You don't have dark vision, right?
No. This
Yeah,
is why
so-
I wish maybe I should multi-class into Warlock and take Devil's Sight, right?
There you go.
Oh my god. So many options.
So you do exactly as you say. You kind of head the other direction and zip into the woods. Roll a stealth check as well. And you can roll that with advantage since it's Yeah.
That would be a 26.
Sheesh.
26 plus 2 or 3.
No. I only get the additional 2 int and whiz checks,
Oh, okay.
intelligence and wisdom
Okay.
checks.
Still a 26.
Yeah.
He. Was 4. Okay. Yeah. You make into the woods and fairly certain you're trying to hide your tracks. You do not see you lose track of where he is. You see him move one way, and by the time you get to that way, you do not find him, and you don't find any tracks around. Nothing showing where he is exactly at this moment. It is a busier path. I mean, it's not a well-worn path. It's not the road or the highway by any chance, but it is a path, and there is dirt and everything else. You do not make out exactly where he is at this moment. And after about 5 minutes, you see him walking back. Everyone else sees him walking back into camp. You see him adjusting his belt, acting like he'd adjusting his belt, closing up, and then coming into the camp. He goes over to the log that he was sitting at with Dante, the other end of the log, further away, and sits down, leans up against one side of it where he had put his bedroll earlier, and begins just to rest.
Okay. Yeah, Saoirse would probably come in from... once she realized she couldn't find him, that she'd lost his tracks, she would have gone back to the tree line and just kind of stood there again, kind of just patiently looking off into the woods, listening and watching, and just would have started walking around the camp a little bit, checking to just make it, just as if she is scanning the tree line to see if anything's out there. When he comes back, she would go over, say, "Hey, Max, I haven't do you like to gamble? Play dice or anything like that? I haven't in some time, but I've got a set of dice if you're interested in betting a few gold."
Most of the time I would take you up on that offer. I think I'm gonna rest.
Of course. Been a busy couple of days for all of us, and
Yeah. It's busy for sure. I think I'm just gonna rest.
Of course. Well, don't hesitate to let me know. Maybe tomorrow when we get to Gordon, if wherever we're staying for the night before we go on to meet that tribe, then we could always go and find some others to gamble. It's not something I usually do, but I just happen to have a spare set every now and then. Being in the military, you get bored, and so soldiers, we like to spend our money betting back and forth. So
you see him reach into his vest and pull out a small, almost like a wooden little box that the dice are actually kept in. Kind of shakes it a little bit. Yeah, I'm familiar. Puts it
do
back in.
the finger point like, aha, yep,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
Of course. Well, I'll let you get some rest.
Yeah.
And then she'd go and kind of wave and go off to the corner of camp, or the part of camp where she had been standing before he went to speak with Dante.
To speak to Dante?
Well, when Max, Saoirse would go back to where she was standing when Max originally went over to speak with Dante.
Okay. Anything anyone would like to do before you guys turn in officially and beginner watches.
Who's taking watch? Who's taking first watch?
Camiel is first, Saoirse, and then Dante.
Dante has nothing.
How sleepy is Camiel, actually?
Camiel is. Should I make a roll for that to see how tired she is?
Yeah, when we get to the watch, we will.
Okay. Because from what I imagined her right now, she's very tired. So I don't think she would have said that she would take watch.
Oh, I thought you said.
No,
Okay.
no.
Is someone else going to take watch?
Well, in that case, I think considering how sleepy. Yeah.
Wolfsman would take watch if nobody else is able. You'd imagine that Bran, I think the armor is really weighing you down. You should get some rest.
Oh. Well.
Camiel is
Camiel-
actually. Yeah, Camiel is in a corner. She's sleepily trying to make like a nest on the ground, like under a tree. And you can see she's fumbling with her fingers a little bit and yawning. And she's fluffing her feathers just a little bit and stretching her wings. But as she's putting away all these leaves and twigs, her eyes are closed.
Bran will clear his throat and just approach Cam. Cam, you should just take my tent for tonight. I can keep watch with bolts.
What? No, I'm fine. I'm almost done, and it's nothing but like a cluster of.
Bran will actually gently, but as with a little bit of strength to it, he is actually going to shove her very, very lightly, so that she kind of loses her footing a little bit.
Whoa there,
she's gonna-
cowboy.
No. It's just to prove a point.
Max was
She is
Oh,
no.
right.
It's very gently, just to prove a point that she is not okay. Like she needs to sleep.
Yeah, and she
Elbow her in the face.
basically falls on her ass. What was that for? I was almost done.
You need to sleep, Cam.
I know.
He's actually gonna pick her up by the shoulders and kind of like drag her over to the tent so that she can get some proper rest without having to construct her little nest.
And at this point, she would just let him drag her, and her eyes are just closed. And
You
seeing
really
the
need
tent,
to have your own tent.
yeah, she does have her tent. She just doesn't use it. And she'll crawl into the tent, look up at him first, and she's like, "What about you? You're not going to sleep."
I'll take the first watch with bolts.
Oh, all right.
You know the last time he stood watch.
It's alright, Cam.
Oh my God! Please don't.
It's alright. It's alright, Cam.
Bran.
Brandon can snuggle with Dante.
Bran, Cam,
Stop!
Mom, Dad.
Don't worry too much about me. I think I'll do better. I think I don't even know, but whatever. You just need some rest.
Actually, okay. Let's ask the DM here. Actually, how sleepy is Bran considering the plate and the journey? Yeah.
If you're gonna stay up, if you're gonna go to the first watch, then we'll start the first watch, and I'll have you roll a con save. Con check.
So, what I'm asking is that if I were to take watch, would I take a point of exhaustion?
No, but you will have to make a con save to see if you can stay awake.
Yeah, I think he'll stay with Boltzmann to try and take the first watch alongside Boltzmann.
Okay. Yeah, especially if you're with Boltzmann, then yeah, just roll a con save, see if you fall asleep.
Gotcha.
Don't worry, Brian. I'll try to keep you awake then, if you're that adamant.
Well, actually, he's got the mind sharpener too.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Just
Don't
like
worry
fucking
about it.
electroshock
me, bro.
his brain.
Just tase me,
13.
bro. No, I'll bump that up to 17. With my what was it? What's it called? It's Flash of Genius. There we go. It gives you a +4 to your save, so that's a 17.
And
I'm
Guardian
gonna-
of Faith is actually still up.
Oh God! So yeah, I'm gonna flavor that as Bran, as Boltzmann, as seeing that you're about to fall asleep. He just puts all right, Bran, this is gonna hurt a bit. He puts a finger up your temple and gives you a little jolt.
You're what?
Finger
God.
up your
Thank God.
Finger up your
Your temple?
I think my heart went up my throat for a second. I was like,
Wait a minute.
Please say
Bran.
tempo. Please say tempo.
Bend over,
This
Bran.
is gonna hurt.
well, that's one way. That's one way of waking up Bran. Jesus Christ.
From just hearing him, just hearing Boltzmann say that. What? What?
Yeah, his eyes
Then the
already
shock.
widen before it even
Then the
happens. It's
shock.
like, considering all the weird shit Boltzmann says, just
It's for your own good, Bran. It's for your own
Temperature,
good.
Brad.
finger up your.
Finger up your ass. But yeah.
I'll have you guys roll a perception check if
your
you guys are
temple.
taking watch. Since Brad stayed awake.
All
The
right.
save was over a 10.
Oh, nice. All right. Perception. Who's rolling perception? Ron.
I guess we both.
Both do, or one rolls at
20.
advantage.
Oh, okay. That's a soft 20. Never mind then. That's a soft 20 for Bran. Do you want?
Are you gonna roll 1 or 2?
All right. Oh my! Never mind.
There you go.
Even better.
The bro is setting my camp.
So Boltzmann, Bran, you are able to stay awake. You guys take the first watch. Boltzmann, you begin. You're looking around and staying observant, even more so than normally. Keeping an eye on Max, keeping an eye on the surroundings, as well as doing your normal tinkering and writing and all the normal things that you do with your time. Boltzmann, towards the end of the evening, towards the end of your watch, it gets to around, you would know exactly what time it is, but around 2 in the morning, you hear a twig branch in the distance break.
Brad. And, with Boltzmann hearing this, and Bran.
You look up
Yeah.
and you see a tabaxi figure with a finger over her mouth on the outskirts of the camp, barely within the very tame firelight that still exists. You can make out
Bad eyes.
her hand is above her mouth, and as she looks at you in the eyes, she gives you a nod, points forward down the path, points again to her mouth, and then fades back into the brush around the camp.
Is it safe to assume that this is Abria?
This is Abria, yes.
There you go. Okay, Boltzmann would remember that. Very well then. Boltzmann. Wait. Oh God. Boltzmann doesn't know how to approach this.
Do we just calmly, like, kind of pretend to go in our tents and just kind of like gear up?
Bran. Okay, so Boltzmann. Does Bran see it as well?
You were the only one that you were the one that saw this.
Oh,
He did not see this.
all right. Boltzmann.
You were about to motion and make a noise to be able to alert him, and you saw his face. You saw her face, and you chose to stop. Unless you didn't.
All right. No. I would stop.
Okay.
Then I would just tap Bran on the shoulder. Bran, I saw something, and I am going to check it out. Stay right here. Trust me on this one. And if anything goes wrong, I'll just scream or something.
That's
Because-
bad.
I love that. I love that.
I'll scream.
Like, and if something happens, I'll just scream.
Oh, something, I don't know.
Just
You'll
deadpan
know.
face. Just.
You'll know.
Oh my god.
Classic Boltzmann.
Yeah,
And
Brent would actually. He would almost attempt to stand up, but when Boltzmann says, don't move, he just kind of like slowly sits back down and tries to be as calm as possible. But he'll just kind of slowly nod at Boltzmann and trust him on what he needs to do.
And slowly but surely, Boltzmann is going to move over towards the path where what's her name?
Abria.
Abria pointed. And yeah. And wait,
Yep.
as he slowly approaches the path, what he would I would want to ready an action. I would like to ready the spell Thunderwave in case that I'm just going to put it over here. Just in case if somebody tries to grab me or kidnap me or anything.
Don't take away our artificer.
He'll scream.
I'll scream. I know how to scream.
Not to
Anyways,
mention a thunderous force.
yeah,
leaps
exactly.
out from you. I think we'll wake up.
Just
exactly.
give Boltzmann a whistle.
A thunderous boom is the point. But yeah, so Boltzmann's stalling. So, anyways, what was I supposed to roll? Yeah.
Roll a perception check as you move towards outside of the camp and just not very far out of the camp, but far enough where you're not within eye line of everyone there. Roll a perception check to see if you can find what you can see.
All right. Boltzmann already has his arcane firearm out, and as he moves over, a 16 on the perception roll. What does he see?
There. With the 16, you walk down the path and think you see something ahead of you, and then after a moment, you begin walking clearly, confidently to something that you see within the brush, thinking that this is Abria, and when you hear a noise behind you, you actually passed her and have to go back. You turn and meet her, and she said, "How is it going?"
Not much. Everybody just wants to. Oh, and he pauses for a bit. He was about to say everybody just wants to kill Max at this point. He pauses. Everything's fine so far, and he just stops there. He just waits.
Any information on who is meeting?
Did he say anything? I'm sorry. I think I disappeared in the middle of the session.
No.
So yeah, sorry, he didn't say. And Boltzmann just shakes his head. No, nothing so far.
All right. Well, your group has eyes on you. I am watching from distance.
All right. If ever anything bad happens, please. He just shrugs. If anything bad does happen to us, please.
I will do my best.
Scream.
The further we get from the village, the further I am from resources. But my eyes are on you.
Thank you. We'll try to get information from him.
Please.
And Boltzmann just nods, and he does Abria still have anything to say? No, wait. Boltzmann is gonna wait if Abria has anything else to say, but then realizing that there's nothing, he
Make a
just
move.
slowly backs away.
Just that awkward, that awkward silence.
You see her take one step into the forest, and as soon as you see her step into the forest, you hear movement almost 20, 30 feet away. You do not see... You see the direction that she went, but you do not see her anymore.
Okay then. And Boltzmann starts slowly starts going back into the to camp, and upon breaking the tree line, sure to hope he doesn't get lost. Ho ho! That would be a plot twist. Right, PM?
Search
Oh,
mission to
little
go get
Boltzmann
Gosh.
went off, lost in the forest.
Oh,
Rocks
Gorge.
fall, Boltzmann dies.
No.
You're only 30 feet from camp. You're perfectly fine. You are down the
I
path.
know where
you
I
walk
went,
and-
remember.
Yes.
It's just the
You
one
left
shot.
a trail.
Save Boltzmann.
Lost in the woods with Boltzmann.
Instead of a trail of breadcrumbs, he left a trail of nuts and bolts.
Exactly.
Gunpowder.
Exactly. It's
Lost
gunpowder.
my gun.
Boltzmann breaks the tree line and is back in camp in clear view of Bran.
Bran almost shoots up from the log he was sitting on, like just kind of half prepared to tackle something.
Boltzmann just puts his hands up. It's me. And he moves towards and again quietly he moves towards Bran and goes back into taking a seat beside him. I'm assuming they were sitting down.
I'll keep your same perspective checks. As you're doing this and making noise within the camp, you do see Max kind of lift his head up off of his perch, does a little look around, sees nothing important, just sees you moving, and puts his head back down.
And all right, and in extremely and with very hushed tones, Boltzmann just lets Bran know about what it was. Was the tabaxi, Abria. I was asking about, if we found anything, any important information.
Bran just kind of scratches at his beard. I didn't expect her to be following us.
Neither did I, but it's a bit more comforting knowing that we've got an extra set of eyes watching over us.
Agreed. And I think Bran would still be a little tense, but not as white knuckled as he was before.
Anyways, with that, Boltzmann just looks up in the stars, probably gauging the time at this point. What
Oh, that's
time?
right. Yeah, you have that ability.
It's about 2:30 when you met them. The rest of your shift, the rest of your watch goes without interest. After a few minutes, you wake up Saoirse. Saoirse.
Oh man, I just want to make a single throwaway comment here. Boltzmann looks up into the stars, gauging the time. It's probably, as you said, it's close to the end of our watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our watch is about to end, and he looks a bit. He takes a bit more time looking at the stars. Just realized, Bran. Remember the last time we stayed up, looked at the stars? Felt like a lifetime ago.
Is he asking when was the last time they
No,
saw stars in general, or like way back in the owlbear? Yeah, the whole owlbears.
I don't think it was. I think it was even
That was at
before
Volk's
that.
Point. No, that
Was
was at
it?
Volk's Point. Yeah.
Where you walked up. You walked by a river. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
Oh god,
That was
Yeah.
Volk's Point.
Folks Point. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. Bran would smile and nod and be like, "Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Amber.
Hey, remember."
I remember. But yeah, Boltzmann just nods. Yeah. And then that's just it. I don't know. I just realized that as a player. I just realized when was the last time Boltzmann and Bran.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
And our watch ends eventually.
Yeah, you take a moment and reflect and kind of think about how much has changed in the past month, 2 months since you've
God.
been there.
Lifetime.
Yeah, probably in game 2 to 3 months, out of game a year and a half. And you just think about all the crazy shenanigans you've been up to, and just reflect for a moment. And it does kind of fill you with some good moments of togetherness and community that you've built and family that you've built over this time, but you've also think about what's still at stake, and you think about what you've overcome, but you think about what's at stake and how those are tied. And it does give you a moment of reflection before you wake up Saoirse, wake her up and begin to sleep. Saoirse, give me a perception check.
Okay. And she would probably, once the other two went to sleep, she would quietly climb into a tree.
Okay.
To kind of hide herself a bit. And here is your perception check. And one thing I did, a little hiccup on my part.
Yep.
Favored terrain, it is double your proficiency bonus. Or skills with which you're proficient. So that is actually going to be an additional +4 for a 27.
Okay. Okay. You climb this tree that's near and overlooking the camp. It's actually across the way from Max. You have a good perception of him. Actually, when you're stirring, you do notice that he does lift his head up a little bit, rub his eyes a little bit, and close them back and lay back down. Seems like he seems to be a very light sleeper. But during your time, you are able to take a full watch. Nothing major happens. No interactions. Nothing of note. And the last perception check, Dante, go ahead and roll a perception check for the last watch.
I certainly will. 25.
Yeah. Again, everything seems to be in order. Max does not move from his spot. There doesn't seem to be anything around making any detail. Nothing of note happens during your watch. So you're able to wake. Everyone has a full rest and continue on the next morning. You guys begin to break camp. Anything that you want to do before you break camp?
Not really. Nothing in particular.
You do notice. You do notice that Max is keeping to himself. He's much quieter than he was during the meal time previously. Is kind of keeping to himself, not doing much.
Oh God. Dante's just like, well, once they've packed down, they're eating the meal and stuff.
Go on, Dante.
He'll just go over there and sit with him.
Oh.
Max, you're...
Morning, mate.
You do know you can talk to everybody else. You just, like I said, just don't be you in that sense. Just talk to people.
It's water under the bridge. It's not a problem.
Yeah, but
We'll get this done.
look at you. You're just like, it's like people were yelling at you all night, and you're just sitting here. These are good people. Just go talk to them.
I'm as happy-go-lucky as you can get. I promise. I'm good. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Dante just like chuckles. He goes, look, if you want to talk to people, if you... I don't know what I'm doing. I honestly don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. You are very
okay,
annoying.
mate?
You're
Are you
annoying.
okay?
You're very
You
annoying.
need a
but
friend?
it's
You
like,
need a hug? Do
it's like
you need a
looking at
hug?
it's like looking at a
Come
puppy.
here, come here, come here. Do you need a hug?
It's like looking at a puppy. I just look at you and
I
he's
can
just
give you a hug if you need a hug.
I don't know if you're doing this on purpose or not.
Give him a hug.
I don't want to give him a hug.
Give him a hug.
Max will step towards you and try to give you a hug.
God, I feel like I'm getting like
Come here.
a
Come
They
here.
stab
Austin
someone in the
Powers,
heart.
Austin Powers moment here. Austin Powers 2. Come on, give me a hug. Give
Come
me
on,
a hug.
Scott. Give me a hug.
Oh,
I'm here.
He reaches
I'm
out.
with
Are
it.
you backing up?
No,
Come on, Scott.
Dante just looks at him and goes, "What the?
Give Freddy a hug.
What are you fucking doing?" This is not the time for
See?
that. I'm trying to talk to you. You look like a puppy, a lost puppy. Like just.
You see his face. You see that he's roll an insight check.
Oh God.
Is this hug more for you or for him?
Sorry, that was the wrong one. Insight.
Insight.
I actually had +1.
Ooh.
So.
Nice.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah, he does not have like despair written on his face. When you're talking to him, he doesn't look like he's depressed or anything like that. It looks as if he's normally on the road by himself, and he knows how to adjust, and he knows how to act when he's not wanted. And then he seems to be acting that way.
Fine. Fine. He just sort of
Be that way.
he pats you on the shoulder, pats Max on the shoulder, just walks away.
I'm glad.
Yeah, fine.
Anything else you guys want to do before you break camp?
Fuck you, Max. No.
Can't think of anything that tops that. Oh man.
I tried. Dante's just walking away. She's like, I tried. That's it. I'm not trying again.
You all saw it.
Yeah, I see.
I'm imagining that Max was looking at Dante like Puss in Boots, actually, with the big doe eyes and.
Yeah, and I'm Donkey.
So you guys break down camp. Max is with you guys. He's being very helpful. We'll keep the same marching order as the previous day. Saoirse, you're following Max. I need survival checks from everyone.
Okay.
Much less DC with this because the path is fairly worn.
Yep, there go my rolls.
That's going to be a 26.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
thank God. Oh wait, disadvantage?
Yeah, play.
Shit. Disadvantage. Do it
That
again.
is a 7.
oh my.
No. No.
Do it.
She had such good sleep. She hugged everything. Yeah.
That's 18.
11.
What? She
I'll take
rolled
the
a
first two
19.
rolls. Your 18 and 19 are your first two rolls, so I'll take those.
Yeah.
18.
Oh,
Bran is
bad.
exhausted.
Sorry, Bran.
Emil took all the
Fine.
pillows.
Can I include
I thought you were-
Sears, that
I thought you were
Sears is
coloring
bouncing
Dante.
around looking for mushrooms for Bran? This is pulling
Okay.
mushrooms off
Yes,
of
please.
trees and.
For those with a survival check above a 15, also roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's only a 17 now.
Okay.
Perception. 23. Wow, she slept
Damn.
well. Sorry,
Yeah.
Bran.
Well done. No. Well, kudos
As
to
you
Bran.
as you break down camp, make your way, you begin marching. You begin, ruffling through the forest as an adventuring group does. Max is taking the lead. Saoirse, you're following closely behind Max. You continue along the path. Most of the day, you do notice, a few things here and there. A couple of you notice that there's a group of monkeys have been following you, at least for a good half hour to 45 minutes. Seems to be a group of monkeys that you can hear chattering in the trees as you pass, either following you or you're passing through their territory. As you continue to move forward, it's about midday when you reach. You're getting close to. Max turns to Saoirse and said, "Not too much further. We'll have a space up here. I'm gonna go scout ahead. We'll rest for the. We'll take a break."
No, that sounds good. That sounds good. And do you think something's riling up these monkeys? Or do you think it's just us?
No.
Might not be a bad
As long
idea.
as we're moving, it's fine. If we were sitting, maybe they'd try to mess with us. You know, the monkeys.
Steal
yeah.
our food and
Mangy monkeys, yeah. No, it's all right. They'll leave us alone as long as we leave them alone. Just keep moving. Not a problem. But
Makes
yeah,
sense. Okay.
I'm gonna go get ahead, get to our rest point.
Of course.
Make sure it's clear. And he takes off a little bit faster, starting to break away from the group. Are you gonna follow Saoirse or not?
Gonna do the same thing as the day before. She's gonna, give him a little bit, make sure he's not looking back, and then, duck her way into the tree line, and proceed to follow him.
Okay, go ahead and roll a survival check to follow him, and a perception check to see if you can follow, or stealth to see if you're hidden. Yeah.
Okay, let me just make sure I didn't accidentally roll. Here's your stealth check first. That is going to be 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. At this point,
My God.
I knew I should have cast pass without.
Yeah,
I knew I should
yeah.
have used pass without trace. 38. She is a ghost. And here's the survival 15. That's going to be a 19.
Okay. You are able to. Let me roll 1 second. Okay, yes. You are able to follow Max this time. You push forward into the clearing, staying a little bit closer to the main path, just moving faster towards towards your target, towards Max. There is a clearing above that you are getting to. I would say the group is now probably 150 to 200 feet behind you. And you get to this clearing, and in the clearing, Max rushes in, and you are able to see a Bria tied to a large center boulder in this clearing. She is beaten, she is bloodied, and she is very much in distress.
Oh my God.
And that is where we leave tonight's session.
No!
Okay.
You do
Well,
And as of right now, Saoirse is the only one that sees that.
Yep.
God damn you.
Okay. I've got a few thoughts on what might happen.
Oh no.
All right. Good. Closing. Thank you to all of our followers and supporters this week. As always, every week we thank everyone for their support. Again, mucho gracias for the raid. Thank you for that. And Thumpernox, again, thank you for your prime. We appreciate it very, very, very much. If you missed any part of this episode, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch, but they do not stay there forever. If you want to catch up with any of our previous episodes of the campaign, the link to our YouTube is directly below. Search Black Dragon RP and look for our big dragon eye logo. Last thing before we go, I want to take a moment and shout out our players. In the info box below, you will see some links. Go to these wonderful people out. Go check them out. Some of them have links to their Twitter accounts, like RPG Theologian Rob, who plays Saoirse, the Ghost, the Relentless Hunter Aaron, who plays Branimir, Throwaway Doodles Ellen, who plays Boltzmann, and some who stream on here like Thumper Knox, Ryan, who plays Dante, Yumi Cigar, Tony, who plays Cameo, which both have streamed in the past couple of days, weeks, and
Wow.
currently on hiatus. But Bryn streams on the Bryn Nailed It channel and plays Amiibi. I'm Brad. I'm known as Monocle Moose on all platforms. Go check us out. Please go to the info box below and click the links to say hi to us there. That wraps up this episode from us. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you here again next week. Same time, same Twitch channel. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, I gotta pee.